Hey guys, Sumner here. I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my land business. So, one of the things that I try to do pretty much every single month is I just go through and rip through hundreds of leads that we've generated in that month inside of our CRM, and I help underwrite them. And I know that sounds crazy and maybe inefficient, but the best land investors I know do this because there's opportunities that get missed by your team. Okay. The way I think about it is that your team is kind of like the infantry, right? Like they got their gun, they're on the battlefield, they've got their sights up, and they're locked in on their sights, and they've got a very limited scope of view. And you, as the general or commander or whatever, you've got a lay of the land of the battlefield. And you need to use that kind of width of perspective that you have to look at deals where things might get missed. Like, even if you've got a comper and a great acquisition team, things get missed all the time. And so while it might take you a few hours every single month, you can unlock multiple six figures a year, maybe even millions of dollars a year by doing this. You also unearth cracks in your acquisition process, right? I talk a lot about acquisition process, but the thing is like that's not in a vacuum. So you set this standard, things get missed all the time. Happens all the time for me. Team drops the ball on this, on that, speed to lead, fill in the blank. And so you need to be digging into these records, even as the CEO, even if you have someone else doing this on your behalf, which we have someone on our team that does this weekly, I still have to go in. So anyways, I'm going to show you guys while I do this work, and we're going to go through and underwrite some of these. I sincerely hope this video is helpful. And I hope it helps you in your land business in 2025. And if you're not land investing currently, hopefully this gives you some motivation to get involved because this business absolutely has the potential to change your life. If you guys want to learn more, you can go to landinvestor.co/discord. Just join our free Discord. Come pop questions in there. Come hang out, and we're happy to help. It's free, by the way. Okay, so you're going to see I have a couple other tabs that you won't see shared. So right now we're inside of Land Insights. You guys will just see this. We have our CRM tab, which I'm not going to show. I also have an additional tab that I'll be using, which is our comping tool inside of Land Insights. I'm not ready to share that, still in beta mode. It's not inside the platform formally right now, but we've been using it for about the last year, okay? So 4.5 acres, these two lots right here. So it says that this is 4.5 acres. I don't know, it seems like the mapping has to be wrong. This is 2.6. I don't know, something seems funky here. Anyways, we'll still underwrite it as a 4.5 acre. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. It's in like the outskirts of this little subdivision. They've owned it for a long time, 3 decades. They want $50,000 for it. Our comping tool, interestingly enough, puts it at $113,000 as a projected sale price. But there's a lot of weird comps being pulled. There's a lot of commercial comps right off of like this main drag over here that are getting pulled in that have much higher list prices, right? And so there's some weird, stuff at $50,000 an acre that's getting pulled in that's messing up some of the medians. There's even one that sold at $2.6 million an acre. It's a $12 million property, or almost a $12 million property. So there's all sorts of weird stuff. Now, one of the things that I always start with, I just look at proximity, right? And so we've got a comp that's 1.83 miles away, sold at $74,000. It's a 3 acre. So traded at $22,000 an acre, sold in 28 days. It's got a little driveway on it, and it's got a gate, so it's got some improvements. My hunch here is that the seller is asking for too much for sure. They claim they had an offer at that price, but they didn't take it. You know that whole song and dance. So I don't think their math is accurate. Now, if we go inside of Land Insights, we got the MLS comp layer turned on. We'll zoom out and see if there's any comps that catch your eye. So there's this active one. It's at $44,000 an acre. It's a 2 acre that's actively listed. Again, I've said this in previous videos. My internet's really slow right now. Here's this one at $2 million. It's a commercial lot. I'm here in Bali, so my internet is terribly slow. Here's a sale, though, right? $32,000 an acre, sold in 59 days. It's a 2 acre lot, so it's smaller than ours. It's a terrible looking property. It's not a nice property at all. And it traded at $29,000 an acre. So my hunch on this thing is it's probably worth in like the 70, 75K range. Their offer definitely is too high. So I'm just gonna leave a note for my team. So yeah, my hunch here, all these lots here in these subdivisions are trading at 30K an acre. Again, these are smaller properties, but they're not nice lots. Weird, skinny, funky. infill lots. This is genuinely a nice property. And so I think there's a good chance that this fetches, call it 60 to 75K is kind of where I'd put the mark at. Probably make an offer in the high 30s, somewhere in that range, and see where it goes. All right. Okay. Next, we've got this 13-acre tract here. Bought 2 years ago at $72,000. Bought for $24,000 in 1996 and traded hands at $72,000. Cool lot, right? It's got like a little barn on it, something like that. It's cleared. Bit of a driveway cut in here. You got this major interstate over yonder. I have a lot of the building layers turned off right now just because it bogs down my internet big time out here. This is the rainy season in Bali, so the power and the internet is all super shaky. Let's pull this up in the comping tool and take a look. So it's 13 acres. You'll see some of the stuff is blurred out just because I don't want to share people's information. So let's check this out. Comping tool puts it at 85,000. That's probably pretty accurate if they bought it for 72 just a few years ago. A lot of comps that are far away. We've got this comp here. It's a mile away, so it's 77,000. It's a 14-acre piece. Very similar property to ours. Again, I'm not showing these. It's just on the Land Insight screen. Just I don't want to share all the tabs. Similar though, like pastoral and partially wooded. Ours is a little more pastoral. I'm a big fan of these like hybrid pastoral and wooded properties. So I like the fact that this is pastoral and open. And that traded pretty quickly. See, how long did that take to sell? It took actually didn't trade that quickly. It took about 6 months to sell. Let's see, is there anything else that's closer? Here's one that's at 5,700 an acre. Densely wooded. Yeah, okay. So, 80K, 85K. If this thing was wooded, maybe you get a smidge more. You got the structure partially cleared. Maybe it's in the 90s, 85, 90. Not a huge multiple over what this guy paid for it. So, chance that he doesn't take our offer. You could do a lot split on this one and open it up a little bit if you wanted to. See if we can figure out what any of these adjacent properties. So this sold 2 years ago for 45. That's got a house on it. Let's see what this one's over here. 85. That was 9 months ago, right? So this person bought 18 acres 9 months ago for 85 grand. This was off market. Otherwise, it would come up in our comps. Interesting. 85. Oh, you bought all these. Geez, you got a smoking hot deal. Interfamily sale, though. It's a family transfer. You guys can see that label up here. Tricky. Yeah, I don't think there's a huge spread on this one. If we go off of what he paid for it here, right? So 72.8. Maybe there's 15K of spread on this one. Not a lot of op here. You could lot split it. If we were to lot split this thing, say we're just to cut it down. So right now we're probably in like the 6,500 an acre, maybe 7 an acre on a great day. If we were to do a lot split, the multiples on 6-acre lots are a bit higher, 9K an acre, pretty reliably. So again, not a lot of comps close by. Everything's pretty far away. So here's one 4 miles away. It's a 5-acre, traded at 9K an acre. Yeah, cool. This is pending. It was up for a long time. 8,800 an acre. Yeah, you're not going to get a ton more for this lot split. That's active. Okay, let's keep the show rolling. All right, funky little lot outside of an HOA. I don't know if this is part of the HOA. This is all an HOA right here. This might just be like a weird, ugly child lot they left out. Access point here, maybe an access point here. I don't know, it'd be pretty funk. Bought for 36K 8 years ago. It's 9.4 acres. Let's check this one out. It's a weird deal. Comping tool says 131. So 131K on this. Again, comps are all very far away. You're not really going to find anything like kind on this one. Here's a 5-acre though. It's about 1.5 miles away. It says vacant land. It has a photo of a house. It's probably not it. Sold at 210 for this 5-acre. That's a weird property, man. Very weird. That pond eats up a lot of usable area too. I don't see anything trading out here that's close by. I don't know. I don't really like this deal, to be honest. The access is so squirrely on this one. I don't like this deal. Move on. All right, right off this big interstate here, or big-ish interstate. It's a nice looking property. Let's see, any wetlands on it? Yeah, I had a feeling. Not terribly wet, but I don't like wetlands when it encroaches on our access like this. You first look at this and you think, okay, obvious subdivide, but access isn't great. Being that you'd have wetlands encroaching on it, bought 10 years ago, personal representative's deed. Donald R. Donald. So he's got a mortgage on it. Donald R. Donald. That's funny. Donald. So it's a 36-acre property. Comping tool puts it at 182. I would still like to look at this as a subdivide. All the comps are just miles away. This one traded at $6K an acre. It's a 50-acre tract. Credible opportunity, 1,200 feet of road frontage, yada, yada, yada. It's got a lake on it. All the comps are like 20 miles, 30 miles, 10 miles. But it's so rural out here, it's probably not going to change that much, even in like a 10-mile radius. Pretty much our closest comps are like 7 miles away. So here's a nice one. It's got a lake on it, though. It's got frontage on a lake. It's just too nice. It's too nice. There's a 25-acre, sold at $7,600 an acre. Let's just say, okay, if we were to take this down to tens, hypothetically, let's see what it gives us. It says you can get 7K an acre as tens. I'm not really seeing that, though. 5K an acre, that seems more realistic. 5K an acre, $50,000, ugly little lot, densely wooded. Yeah, not a nice property. Still got 5K an acre for a 10. That's 3 miles away from ours. 2 miles away, 6,400 an acre. Let's check this out. 64.9. Okay. Someone did a subdivide. So this was all subdivided, 2-sided road frontage, and it sold quick. So it sold in 7 days, 6 and 7 days for both those subdivides. Interesting. Yeah, there's something here. All right. Leave a note for the team. 20-acre piece outside of town. Someone did a subdivide on this too. Kind of weird property. I don't really like this. Like ag-looking land. I'm not a huge fan. Let's see though. What's a 20-acre trade for out here? Do we make an offer on this one? No, we haven't made an offer yet. Comping tool says 118, but we know this is worse than most properties out here, right? The other ones are going to be wooded or pastoral grasslands. So this is probably 85, 90K. I don't know. Just not a lovely property. Outskirts of this little town, Clayton, but just nothing really remarkable. Maybe someone wants to come and develop out here, do one of these things, but I don't really see why you would. Not a fan. All right. Little 1 acre, 1.5 acre lot in the subdivision, bought for $15,900 19 years ago. All pretty undeveloped out here. What are these adjacent ones trading for? $16,900 9 months ago. Seller wants $20,000, $15,000 6 years ago. $17,000 2 years ago. So it looks like he's asking for market value, pretty dang close to it. I don't see any sales out here in this subdivision. You've got one active at 41. So let's see, how's this one doing? It's not doing great. It's also got frontage on a pond. Let's look at these ones. 78,000. Oh, it's got a structure on it. 16.9, 8 years ago. Yeah, 14.5, 7 years ago. 20,000, 4 years ago. Let's see. Use the comping tool. It says it's worth 33. I don't know if that's true though. These are all pretty far away. Yeah, nothing selling in this subdivision on market. Yeah, I don't love this one either. Probably worth 25, maybe 30 on a great day. Nothing's really hit the market. A lot of stuff has sold out here just a long time ago. It's a nice enough track. Weird that these are all off market. Yeah, 25, 30 is what I would say. All right, so a team labeled this as a subdivide opportunity. They won it in a public action, common in Florida clerk's tax deed. So it's a tax sale 7 years ago, bought for $13,200. They're looking into subdividing. The seller wants a crazy price of $138,000, which is bonkers. But let's see. Let's say there's a subdivided opportunity, 20 acres. So comping tool says it's worth 86. It's like they're asking potentially a good bit over even retail. I'm seeing stuff trading for a bit more than that though, 5,600 an acre. I think that comp the tool gave us is a bit low. There's some weird outlier low comps in here. Yeah, looks like you could probably fetch 5K an acre on this thing pretty easily. It's a nice property. We'd have to make sure that the title's clear. Yeah, a lot of stuff really far away. This one sold at $98,000 for a 25 acre. Okay, if we were to take this down into smaller increments, what would that sell for? 7,600 an acre. Yeah, those are taking a long time to sell too. Yeah, I don't know. I think you could probably get into like the high 180s, maybe 200s if subdivided. They were talking about taking it into 7 lots. I don't know what that process looks like out here. Could be something here. Okay, tiny little lot, water frontage piece. It's going to be next to impossible to find anything that's sold out here with water frontage. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to underwrite, huh? Tiny lot, too. I don't think we're going to find anything to compare this to. And maybe over here. It's all got houses on them. 400K 4 years ago with a house on it. Yeah, that's a tough one. 750, but they bought it with a house right next to it, I believe. Very interesting. There's no comps close by, although you do have comps back here trading 80,000, 132. So if those are trade, I mean, again, this is much smaller. It's definitely a 6-figure lot. I think you're getting in the low 150, 100, somewhere in that range. There's nothing to compare it to. You got this piece here, $65,000 34 years ago for a half acre. That's probably our best thing to compare it to. That's 34 years ago. So I would have to venture to guess 150, maybe 200 on a crazy day. Maybe again, it's less than a quarter acre, so it's a very small lot. It's interesting. Make an offer on it. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Behind the scenes look, just raw, uncut. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.